Run it back, Ma.
Herbert's the gout, he'll punch you in the throat. Herbert's the gout, he'll punch you in the throat.
Would all of the VIP super chatters please come to the front stage? You know who you are. Oh, you Kurt, Mark Cleveland, the Silva Brothers, Austin, Double A, Terry Roberts, please report to the front stage. D2W Stu, your presence is required at the front stage. Unburger, I see you. Tony Turley, we see you lurking over there. Nolan Mendoza, Bender. If you want your name mentioned in this song, all you gotta do is drop a $14.99 super chat so Smitty can identify you and drop you in. Get your name in the intro song of every Tuesday, Thursday show.
It's a blue button.
Herbert's the gout, he'll punch you in the throat. Herbert's the gout, he'll punch you in the throat.
Run it back, Ma.
Herbert's the gout, he'll punch you in the throat. Herbert's the gout, he'll punch you in the throat.
Would all of the VIP super chatters please come to the front stage? You know who you are. Oh, you Kurt, Mark Cleveland, the Silva Brothers, Austin, Double A, Terry Roberts, please report to the front stage. D2W Stu, your presence is required at the front stage. Unburger, I see you. Tony Turley, we see you lurking over there. Nolan Mendoza, Bender. If you want your name mentioned in this song, all you gotta do is drop a $14.99 super chat so Smitty can identify you and drop you in. Get your name in the intro song of every Tuesday, Thursday show.
It's a blue button.
Herbert's the gout, he'll punch you in the throat. Herbert's the gout, he'll punch you in the throat.
Run it back, Ma. What is going on, good people?
Herbert's the gout, he'll punch you.
Herbert's going to be the GOAT this week.
Herbert's the
You
gout,
can bet
he'll punch you in
your bottom fantasy dollar that big old Herbert is going to be punching throats in week 3.
Please come to the front stage.
Load up the voicemails right here.
Cleveland,
Leave a voice message on my Instagram at the Fantasy Football Show. Do it now, because after the news segment, we're going to voicemails. We're going to your voice messages, people, where you get to ask questions and be a part of the show. You get to take over the Fantasy Football Show live, because you are the show. Right, Terry? Right, Silver? Right, Todd? Right, Travis? Nick? Kenny, Gilbert, Jake, Master Yoda, Mike Ward, Circle Bender, Nick, Derek, Lincoln, Mr. Punch, Mark, all of you. Appreciate you all being here. Let's punch the intro. Congrats to us all on the 8K, which we hit a couple shows ago, but in case you missed the celebration, round of applause, everybody. 8K, doing it live. Appreciate all you. Feet wiped. Hit the like on the way in the door. Intro, go.
This is the Fantasy Football Show with your host, Smitty.
Top 5 running back. You're watching the Fantasy Football Show. I'm Smitty. Take a lap.
What is going on, good people? Appreciate you being here. Show wouldn't be the show without all of you. We've got a lot to talk about. We're going to go to the voicemails after we do said talking. And then from there, we'll go to Fantasy Football Court. We haven't got to Fantasy Football Court in a couple shows. We've run out of time. So I need to make sure that happens. And I'm sorry that we have yet been able to do Fantasy Football Court in several shows. So my fault. We will force the time and stick to the schedule. So I'm not going to go over. Voicemail segment will only be so long. We won't go the entire show like we've been doing. It's just been so fun. It's been so fun. Let's talk about the players in the news right now. And if you have any super chats, those take priority. As you can see right here above my right shoulder, you will see the live stream schedule. I'm live currently, number 2 on the list, 5 to 7 p.m. every Thursday, 5 to 7 p.m. every Tuesday, right here, Tuesday, Thursday, midnight, Friday, midnight, Saturday, Eastern, and every hour leading into kickoff. So don't say, Smitty, I don't know how to find you. I don't know how to find you. Silver's in the building. Silver, I expect one of those deep voiced voicemails, pal. Okay, load it up. Everybody load up your voicemails right here at the Fantasy Football Show on Instagram. And I will be playing them. 10K on deck, says Todd. Absolutely. We're hitting 10K quick. Let's do it. Tell your friends, tell your grandma, tell everybody. Smash the like button, people. Okay. In the news, Darnell Mooney limited in practice. Hopefully that guy breaks out. I'm just going to tell you right now. I like Darnell Mooney a lot. It's really easy to forget about the guys we kind of like more than we like to admit right now, 2 weeks into the season, when things aren't looking great for a lot of players. I think we're still well above 30%, I would say, in the top 50, top 60 overall for disappointments. I think people in the top, most players in the top 50, about 30% of them still are very, very, very extremely disappointing. So thank you, Jake. I appreciate the congrats. Thank you, Mike. I think we're going to see Mooney remind us why we liked him all offseason long. He's got to stay healthy. That part I can't control. But, I mean, I really like him right now. Don Draper says, Darnold or Fields Superflex. That's a tough one. You guys want to drop that in the chat below? What would you do? Darnold or Fields? Very curious to know what the group thinks of that one. And let's make it rain a little bit for him. And see if we can help out a pal. Let's help out a pal. Carolina, that is tonight. So Darnold at Houston. Darnold at Houston, or are we going with good old Fieldsy boy this week? Is that game in Chicago? I forget. It's in Cleveland. That's in Cleveland, man. I don't know. Darnold seems like he's the better start, but Fields is hard to bench. I don't mean to confuse you. I don't mean to not answer your question, but that is a tough call. And Houston surprisingly does better than we think, right? But I think that's going to end. I think Raiders are a trap. I think Houston's a trap. Trap being, I don't think they do well all year long. I mean, no one thinks Houston's going to ball out all year long. I think Houston, they've looked way better than they should. I think teams are going to blow them out from here on out. I'm going to go with Darnold until Fields gets his feet under him. He's in Cleveland. Let's let him show us what he's got. Really, really tough, though. Smitty has just offered Saquon, Sony, and Devontae Smith for my Damian Harris, Tyson Williams, and Cade and Osborne. Is that automatic? Yeah, I'd take Barkley in that deal, pal. Thank you, Don Draper, for the super chat, pal. Tosh offered Jacobs, Parker, Jonu, and J-Rob. I'm sorry, Jonu for J-Rob and Mike Davis and Logan Thomas, I believe. So Jacobs, Parker, Jonu. Yeah, take the J-Rob and Mike Davis side. I'm not a big fan of Jacobs at all. He's banged up right now. Go ahead and punch that. Mr. Punch with the super chat. Dropping a big one. Appreciate you, pal. Sup, Smetty? Need some advice. Lost Tua and most likely AB for the week. Oh, that AB thing kills me. We're going to put that up in a second. AB has COVID, tested positive. He's probably not going to play this week. You never know. You never know. Things happen quickly. Sometimes 2 negative tests in a row are required for AB to suit up in week 3. So probably not looking like AB's going to play this one. There's even a risk that AB misses more than one game. You know what I mean? I'm talking about that kind of thing. Talking about COVID, you don't know what the heck's going to happen. You don't know if he's going to have a bad reaction or what the heck's going to go on. Like, not everybody just bounces back. Most athletes seem to bounce back real quickly, but you never know. Jameis was dropped this week, so I'm trying to pick up current lineup for week 3. Kyler, DK, AJ Brown, Najee, Damian, Hawkinson, Mike Davis, Beasley, Ingram, Devontae Parker. So this is your super flex league, right? So I like Winston. Keep in mind, we're a week removed from Winston dropping fire like a dragon in week 1. Literally he looked like a dragon. You didn't know if it was Winston or a dragon. Just completely just launching him. And then week 2 happened where the pandemic strike down like half the coaching staff and multiple players, and the Saints didn't have a shot. What's up, Alex? What do I currently think of Barkley? I'll tell you. I'll put you on screen, Alex, here. Thank you. He's a YouTube exclusive member. So this guy's important right here, Alex Cruz. If you want to be a YouTube exclusive member, you go to my YouTube homepage, click the blue join button, like the song tells you to do, and then join my YouTube exclusive group, and then you get on two Discord video calls every Sunday with me. We talk about all the stuff going on. 2 calls a Sunday. Alex is a part of that. I don't know who you drop. Probably Parker. You know, you got Tua out. Like, who knows what Parker is going to do? I'd probably drop Parker or Ingram. Probably Parker for Winston, and I'd put him in your lineup. I like Winston. I like Winston this week. He has a tough matchup against the Patriots at home. But give me a couple other options, man. Who else is there, Mr. Punch? You know, he's not a bad option. It is another tough matchup. That's what sucks, man. It's like, as much as I like Callaway's talent, he just gets a horrible hand. One week after the other. He gets Alexander, draws him on the lockdown coverage. Week 2, entire staff, pandemic. No chance for, Winston can't do anything. Winston looks awful. How's Callaway going to do anything when Winston doesn't throw the football well or at all? And then week 3, the Patriots. But I do think they're going to throw a lot. And if they're down, they'll be throwing a lot. So kind of sneaky play. Brent. But Mr. Punch, drop other options besides Winston. Let's see what we can cook up. Hey, Smitty, I need 2 out of these 4 half PPR. Javonte, Rondell, lock Rondell in there. You basically need 1 out of these 3. Okay, because Rondell's in there. James White, Pollard, Javonte. You know, you could roll Javonte and then you just be a week early you're going to feel like, okay, when's it going to happen? When's it going to happen? When's Javonte going to get unleashed? Could be week 5, could be week 6. Could it be longer? I suppose. We could be a victim of this coaching staff refusing to give the keys to the lineup to this man, Javonte. But, I mean, Pollard's safest. Pollard or White are both kind of equally safe, you know, until Zeke's out of the lineup. And I hope that doesn't happen because I own Zeke in a few leagues too. But Pollard's my sleeping giant, must-have, crafty, stand-alone drafted player late in a draft. If you draft him, he's sleeping. He's sleeping. He's a little giant, ready to explode. One of the most elusive, highly talented, highly graded off the chart stat lines. Like, and you break down guys with elusive ratings and stuff. Like Pollard is set to explode if he gets into that lineup. Pollard's probably the safest play. White's, he's sharing carries. You don't really know what the divide's going to be. You know, he needs a certain type of game flow to steal touches because, I mean, let's be honest. Rock out. I'm not in the intro. Oh, God. Rock out and Captain Spock. I owe you an apology, Rock out. Rock out, I owe you an apology. We're gonna do that. I'm gonna Ziggy, set a alarm for 5 p.m. This this alarm, Rock out, is to make sure I fix that song. I don't know if you've been hearing Rock out. I have been saying your name. I didn't today. I apologize. I've been unmuting my mic during the song and going Rock out, Spock out, Spock out, Spock out, and Rock out. Captain Spock and Rock out. I've been saying it I don't know if you've heard that. But this time I didn't, and I'm ashamed of myself. I will fix that, Rock out. Appreciate you. Rock out, if you don't know what I'm talking about, Rock out did a $14.99 super chat. When you do a $14.99 super chat, I put you in the intro of the song. You know the song. You know the song. You know the thing. This one. And I call you out. So I need to fix that. I apologize, pal. Brent. I would probably go with Pollard right now, Brent, but I can't wait for Javonte Williams to make this a problem for you. Yeah, I don't know if I trust Ziggy either. So we're going to rely on me and Ziggy together to remember to do that. Fix the song. Sorry about that, pal. Any confidence in Trey Sermon if he plays this week? Look, I don't think Trey Sermon can be trusted until he's proven to be getting volume, or at least expected to by Shanahan in a presser or whatever. You can't rely on that. Hey Ziggy, is Trey Sermon injured?
Here.
God, he really does. Like, let's be brutally honest. As fun as he is, he really does suck. Ziggy, he just stopped talking. Is Trey Sermon injured?
Here's something I found on the web. According to DraftKings.com, Ohio State running back Trey Sermon has been injured on the opening series of the College Football Playoff National Championship.
Ziggy, stop. He doesn't have any updated information whatsoever. He's working off like 2019 information. He is literally useless. Ziggy, show me the front door. He's good at this.
Okay.
He's going to nail it. I know it. Oh, come on. Okay. Ziggy off. He is worthless. Sometimes I like to get him to argue. Ziggy, is Trey Sermon hurt? Computer, is Trey Sermon hurt?
Sorry, I don't have an answer
Ziggy,
for that.
is Trey Sermon hurt? Computer, is Trey Sermon hurt?
No, Trey Sermon is not an injury.
See, they don't talk at the same time now. No, Trey Sermon's not injured, did he say? Computer, is Trey Sermon hurt?
I don't have an answer for that.
You guys are worthless. Grant does a better job than you. Lost Landry last week as well. My bench consists of Chuba, Madison, Dylan, AB. Yeah, it sucks. AB's on the bench this week, most likely. Tua. IR spots are Landry. Top waiver wire options at QB. Jameis by far. Then you gotta, you roll with them. Unless you're talking about like putting in, yeah, you can't put in anybody. It's your only spot, mister. Your only shot. And it's a pretty decent shot. I appreciate your super chat, pal. You're the man. You're the man, man. I wish you could replace Ziggy, Mr. Punch. Ziggy ate paste when he was a kindergartner. Ziggy, have you ever eaten paint chips as a kid?
Sorry, I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, you wouldn't be. You can't even say no to that. He's like, I'm not sure. I may have. 0-2, been losing with Washington football team defense. How much fab for the Ravens D? Yeah, Buffalo is tough for Washington this week. They may... I'm tired. They may cause some turnovers, but Baltimore this week, I'd probably say I'd bid. I can't tell you percentages or amounts because every league's different. Your league could totally be, a league that you have to drop lots, or $5. I don't know, $5 out of 100, $10. I've seen people get guys like teams like that and players like that at $4 or $5, $3. So I don't know. If no one look at the past trending bids, and if he's available, if the Washington football team defense is available, then they passed through the bid process, right, and weren't taken, I assume, because it's Thursday. So I'd probably drop like $5-6 on him. I don't know, unless you don't think that'll get done. I have no clue as to how much you should bid, to be completely frank. So, but I think they're a better pickup. I think Detroit is more capable of turnovers than Buffalo, but who the heck knows? Doobie says 81 people watching and 27 thumbs up. Not quite acceptable to Doobie Snacks. I don't know if where Terry is. Terry took the day off. Doobie's gonna come in and help with the thumbs up until Terry gets back. Terry deserves a day off. Terry needs a day off every once in a while. He's always here driving the like meter and like totals up. But yeah, 27. Really? Is that what you think of the show? You just walked right in, didn't wipe your feet, wore your shoes in the studio, which honestly we don't do. We don't wear shoes in the studio. I don't have shoes on right now. We don't even wear socks in the studio. You know why we don't wear socks? Not because Smitty doesn't wear socks. Let me tell you a little story. Smitty loved wearing socks. I hope Miss Smitty's not watching this show. If Miss Smitty watches this show, it's going to upset her. So, sorry, babe. Okay. Once upon a time, Smitty wore socks everywhere. I wore them. I didn't ever show my feet. Not because I'm ashamed of my size 13 monster feet. No, I'm just a sock guy. I like the feeling of a sock on my foot. Walking around without socks on feels like dragging your feet across concrete or licking a paper plate, and it gives me chills, even to this day. But no, we have a cat. That cat has said hair. Said hair is all over the house. If I was to wear socks, it'd be like taking a wet paper towel, dragging it across the floor, collecting all the hair, coming in the studio and just rubbing it all around the carpet. No, Smitty doesn't wear shoes or socks into the studio. Plain and simple. I've thought about having a pair of socks in the corner here, and whenever I come in, I just put on the socks, walk around in them, take off, but it just seemed like too much work. I still think about it to this very day. Socks may become a part of the show again, especially if I can. I'll make some special socks with show decals and stuff on them. But I am a sock man. But no shoes in the studio. That's why you wipe your feet. That's one big reason why you wipe your feet coming in. Mike Williams this week. I like Mike Williams until he gets hurt. So put him in until he gets hurt. Mike Williams is a decent play. Herbert's going to feed him. Doobie, how many likes we got? Have we improved any? You should be in a robe and a cigar. I should be. I do have my cape, but maybe I'll do a robe and a cigar. How rude. 42 likes, 92 are watching. Rockout's not impressed. All right. I hope those voicemails are loaded up. I've told you where to go right here. Instagram, The Fantasy Football Show. Drop your voicemails. I'm not reading your text. I'm going to see somebody go, hey, I'm at work. I have to text you. Here's my question. Skip. That's not how it rolls. Alex Cruz asked a question like 8 hours ago. He wanted to know, what do I currently think of Barkley? I think if you bought him low, it's gonna be an interesting ride. And he's worth a buy low. Coming out of week 2, I learned a couple things. I learned, one, he does look pretty decent. Doobie says 51. We're getting closer. Thumbs up would be appropriate here. Barkley's looking closer. He did look explosive on a couple runs. The problem is he's still going to be very susceptible to getting injured, okay? He's still going to be very, very susceptible to being injured. Number two, he isn't going to get the PPR work that anybody's remotely hoping for. Like, the man had 1 reception, I believe, in week 1, and I believe 2 receptions in week 2. That's pretty bad. And why is that? Is it, he's going to get his feet wet. He's kind of getting used to it. They're just easing him in. I mean, part of that is the case, sure. But you know what else? I got to make these loops longer. I have to literally, replay them because I uploaded these, 15-minute loops. I need to get a 2-hour loop up. Barkley's getting nowhere near the PPR work that anybody wants him to get. Why? Daniel Jones is running around all over the field, okay? He's not going to dump the ball off when he can run for a 5-yard, 6-yard first down. He's not dumping the ball off. He's not. Barkley's not getting the receptions that everybody hopes he will get. Barkley is going to be a disappointment in the PPR game. Will he do better than I think eventually? Yeah, I mean, I never expected him, if he stays healthy, to be held back all year. But we're entering week 3, and he is exactly what we thought he would be. Now, in fairness, a lot of players aren't what we thought they'd be. Like drafting Zeke Elliott and drafting Gibson, and it's literally 30-40% of the entire top 50 is not what we thought they'd be through 2 weeks. Josh Allen, Diggs, my favorite team. Here's my favorite team that I have. My favorite team is 0-2. This little number right here. 0-2. Got little Herbie boy. Herbie. Kamara. Gaskin. Diggs. Jefferson. Tunyon. Lamb in the flex. I got CeeDee Lamb in my flex. I got Diggs and Jefferson at wide receiver 1 and wide receiver 2. And I still got Kamara. I still got Herbert. I've got Rondale Moore. I've got Tunyon. Robert Bobby Boy Tunyon. This team is not only 0-2. Not only is this team 0-2, it is middle of the pack in scoring in total points, maybe less. That's just the way it's going to be. Scissors, what's up, my man? Love seeing Scissors in here. If you guys aren't following him, not that he needs it. If we all right now went and followed Scissors, we put it's like a fly on his channel. This man has 4.5 million followers. Zeke and Gibbs as my running back 1 and 2 is hurting hard. And Scissors, keep the faith. I mean, there's nothing you can do. You can't really trade Gibson, right? So, unfortunately, you got to wait. But these are two highly touted, very, very well-respected running backs. It was it's a big shock that both of them are struggling right now. So keep the faith, Scissors. Don't trade these guys, okay? Unless you're selling high. Like if you could do some kind of cross position type upgrade, like let's say you could trade Gibson or let's say you could get rid of Gibson and like a Cooks to get like a Kamara, like I would do that. You know what I'm saying? Or I don't know, Scissors, who's your whole team? Drop your whole team. Let's break it down. Break it down, pal. Drop your team, Scissors. But unless you're doing that kind of move, you kind of got to hold out hope and wait. You know what I mean? All right, let's go to voicemails. Scissors, that includes you. You can leave me an Instagram voicemail with your entire question and situation if that's easier than typing it, pal. So just get on over to my Instagram at The Fantasy Football Show and leave it. So go to voicemails. This one's from Kyle.
Or Corey Davis. Flex. Full PPR. Smitty. Ceebus or Corey Davis. Flex. Full PPR.
I think you got to go Corey for now. You know what I'm saying, pal?
Smitty. Slayton or Pollard.
Pollard.
PPR. And I got Zeke as my RB1.
You got to go Pollard over Slayton, pal. Not to mention, you have yourself a potential protection play where you're getting at least whatever the Cowboys are doing on the ground by putting Pollard in. You could run the risk of having one do well and one do bad. But I do like Cephas. I do like him. He's pretty solid. But I think you got to go Corey Davis. Josh Allen. Okay, this is Scissors, his team right here. Josh Allen, A-Rob, A.B., Zeke, Gibson, Logan Thomas, Kareem Hunt, Rondell Moore, Ayuk, Shenault. God, Ayuk blasted you. Zeke gave you a good scare, came back a little bit stronger last week, and hopefully he does this week. You know what I think could happen? This is one of those things where, like, we love Pollard, of course. And Scissors, you got Pollard, right? I wouldn't dare tell a man with this size of a channel that he should be ashamed of himself for not taking and drafting Pollard, but I'm just asking. Scissors. Man. I mean, this is one of those things that could happen like this, where we're like, hey, we're expecting big things out of Pollard. Some kind of timeshare, right? Some kind of timeshare, and then boom, Zeke comes out, gets 23 carries, and Pollard gets like four total touches. You know what I mean? Like, that stuff could still happen. It's not like Pollard is 100% for sure locked into a certain percentage. It's game flow. It's how Zeke's doing. They want to keep Zeke probably healthy with the extra game. I think we mentioned it a lot. Okay, so this is not a surprise. We mentioned this a lot in the offseason, but these coaches now are probably looking to keep their players healthy. And with running backs, we knew it could be a factor, but I don't think any of us thought how much of a factor the extra game is in making these coaches like want to use two running backs. Like, let's keep Zeke healthy. Let's play Pollard a whole lot more because of one extra measly game. But I still think we could have those games where Elliott's like in a groove. They give him 22, 23 carries. Like, it's going to happen. I love Pollard. Don't get me wrong. So I'm gonna say, unless you can trade, let's see, Scissors. Unless you could trade, you can't trade Ayuk until he blows up. Rondell Moore, you may be able to trade. A-Rob. See, Josh Allen's got to get it going for you, Scissors. Josh Allen and just one of your running backs have to start blowing up, man. And I don't think you have anybody else you can trade really to upgrade Zeke. I mean, you could maybe go like Hunt and Zeke for like Kamara and something. You could kind of stab around at that, see if you can do that. But I mean, you have a really, really good team. It's not playing well. A-Rob might get going with Fields now. You could trade A-Rob and Rondell Moore for like a Jefferson or DK before their values return to form. That's something I would look at, Scissors. I would look to potentially upgrade A-Rob or try and get a Kamara, and past that you gotta wait. And it's a good team there, pal. We didn't really go over much news. There isn't a ton out. We talked about Mooney. Swift is limited. Miles Sanders is limited. Make sure Gainwell's not on waivers, guys. Make sure Gainwell's on your roster. A.J. Brown was upgraded, I believe. A.J. Brown, let's see. Hold on, I got to refresh my stupid news. A.J. Brown was upgraded to full practice on Thursday, which is great. Sermon practiced again on Thursday. No contact jersey, though. Kyle Shanahan proclaimed Sermon on the right path to playing Thursday. And Elijah Mitchell's practice status would seem to indicate that Sermon has a chance of being a big part of the backfield action week 3. So that was to answer the earlier question. So until we know a little bit more, he's looking like he's trending in the direction of maybe being able to be used. So he could be a crafty pickup. A lot of people drop Sermon coming out of that game. Like, okay, that concussion, he's definitely far away from playing. He might play week 3. So I think you should grab Sermon if he's available. You should hold him if you've got him. And depending on your situation, you could maybe play him if he looks like a go. He's just hard to trust right now. Dalvin Cook remains sidelined. We'll see how. I don't think there's any concern about his week 3 status right now, but we will see. That concludes the news, and now we're getting back to voicemail. So sorry if I sidetracked there. I wanted to finish the news. And of course, super chats are taking priority. Mr. Punch dropping a super. Thank you, Scissors, for being here. Ayuk was dropped in my league. I'm trying to balance the fab to grab him. And Jameis. That's smart. I like that idea, Mr. Punch. But if I'm dropping Parker for Jameis, do I drop Ingram and start Ayuk this week? I got $69 out there to use. Okay, so I would probably drop Ingram. Let's look up Ingram. I know he did good in week 1. I honestly, to be honest, don't know what his stat total was for week 2. I know he wasn't great, but he wasn't horrible. Like, yeah, 2.9 yards per carry, 14 carries, though. Dude's getting volume. 26. Why can't Zeke get this kind of carry volume? Why can't Gibson get the carries that Ingram's getting in Houston? Right, Scissors? It's crazy. You asked me in the beginning of the year, hey, Smitty, do you think Mark Ingram could get 26 carries in week 1 and 14 carries in week 2 for the Houston Texans, Smitty? I would have called you absolutely insane. I would have hit that button. There's no way Mark Ingram is getting close to 40 carries. There's no way Mark Ingram is getting 40 carries in the first 2 weeks of football in Houston. In Houston, a team that's going to be behind and not able to even run for 10 yards is what I would have told you. You got to be kidding me. We're in Bizarro world. We are in Bizarro world. But yes, I would balance it and get both of them. You need Winston more than you need Ayuk, but I would try and get both. We live in Bizarro world. Try and trade Claypool for Hunt. I would, Mark. I would rather have Hunt. But I do like Claypool a lot. We live in Bizarro world, where Mark Ingram has 40 carries. You got Pollard on the bench. Attaboy, Scissors. Now I can make fun of it. I didn't want to make fun of it because I thought maybe Scissors didn't have him. But if you don't own Pollard, you should be ashamed of yourself. Even standalone. Because we've been talking about him all year. He could win leagues. Hopefully not for the people that have Zeke. You know, you paid the price for Zeke. You want Zeke to deliver. You want Zeke to come to work. Good Lord, man. We live in Bizarro world. We really, really do. Mr. Smith. I need a Smitty1.com Take a Lap shirt give me? Well, I got good news for you, pal. You just go on over to Smitty1.com and click on the merch button and order yourself a shirt, my man, and I will make it for you custom style. So for those that don't know, now you know. Smitty1.com is where your merch can be found. Smitty1.com. Boom. Matt Allen, Josh Allen, Christian McCaffrey, Edmonds, Ridley, Diggs, Hopkins. Ooh, those wide receivers are off the hook. Andrews, benches, Damian Harris. You got to put Damian Harris in your lineup over Edmonds, pal. At least in my opinion. Javonte, AB. Need running back 2. Gibby and Najee Harris won't sell anyone else. Oh, I was going to say. Yeah, Gibby and Najee are a good go-get. Look, you got a decent running back in Harris. Don't sell him high. I mean, low. Sell Damian Harris high or don't sell him at all. But I try and sell Damian and AB. You should easily be able to get like an Eckler for using Damian and like maybe not Eckler. You can maybe get Eckler maybe for like Damian and AB maybe. But you should be able to get a handful of guys. Let's look at the rankings real quick. Let's look at the rankings. See if we can come up with a player. Go to sleeperu.com. That's where you can learn about all your bold content, rankings, and whatnot. So looking at the week, I'll just look at week 3 rankings. Running backs. Eckler, Elliott, Jonathan Taylor. You know, I have my worries about him, but he'd still be a great buy low for you. Yeah, I would look at Jonathan Taylor, pal. I think you might be able to get JT using AB and Harris. I would do that. Go try that. Go try that, pal. Okay, thanks, Matt. Thanks, Smith. Thank you, Mr. Punch. I think we're good on that. Let's go back to the voicemail. Any super chats, tech priority, though. I jump on that like wildfire.
What's up, Smitty? My running backs were Chubb, Clyde, and Darrell Henderson. My wide receivers were Allen Robinson and Callaway was my wide receiver 2. So I traded Darrell Henderson for James Robinson and Robert Woods.
Darrell Henderson for James Robinson and Robert Woods. I don't love or hate that. I think it's a good move. I think Robert Woods is a pretty decent buy low. I think Darrell Henderson is kind of got an iffy, go forward value because he's got the cartilage or rib issue or whatever he's dealing with. And then you also have, the fact that Michelle's kind of squeaking in there and getting some work. And J-Rob, we don't know what we got with J-Rob. I honestly don't love any of the players that you traded for or traded away. So, I don't know. It's okay. Ziggy, what do you think? Oh, I know. Ziggy, who is Scissors on YouTube? Ziggy, who is Scissors on YouTube?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, Jack known online as Scissors, an American YouTuber, Twitch streamer, and a professional Fortnite player who currently resides in Minnesota. Did that answer your question?
Yes. See, look, Ziggy knows who Scissors is, but he doesn't know who I am. This is embarrassing. Ziggy, who is Smitty Fantasy Football?
I don't know that one.
Son of a... You gotta be kidding. Ziggy, who is Smitty Fantasy Football?
Sorry, I don't have an answer for that.
Son of a... Computer, who is Smitty Fantasy Football?
According to Wikipedia, Barrett D. Smith, better known
Stop!
as Smitty,
Computer,
is an
stop! Computer, who is the fantasy football show?
Fantasy Football League seasons are...
Son of a...
League season
Computer,
one.
stop. All right, this is the last time. This is the last time. Ziggy, what is the fantasy football show on YouTube?
Searching YouTube.
He's worthless. He's worthless. It pulled me up. It pulled me up. That's it. It shows me. I'm right there. Ziggy, stop. He's worthless. We're gonna train him though. How does he know scissors? How does Ziggy know scissors but not Sermon's health? I don't know. I have no clue. Ziggy, off. He's a frustrating. Ziggy, off. Ziggy, home screen.
Hey Smitty, I have Lawrence and Lance as my QB. How much confidence do you have in them becoming top 12 QBs in one QB formats rest of season? I'm thinking of dropping one for Michael Carter. Thanks.
I mean, Michael Carter's a decent perspective ad. You know what I'm saying? Like, he you don't know when he's going to get in there. He may not get in there. You may get nothing for him. Nothing out of him. But I like him. I like him as an ad. I don't know if you have a starter that's better than your two quarterbacks, but Trevor Lawrence I'm going to hold off on. I trust Urban Meyer about that much right now. So just wait on him. You can maybe even pick him up later for any reason you feel like he needs to get. But in his first year, I'm not feeling like Lawrence he'll be like this, man. But I like him. I like his future. I just don't know about Urban Meyer. You know, it might be a reset year in 2022. Barkley or Najee Harris rest of season. Give me Najee. He's getting volume, pal. He's getting volume. I appreciate your super chat. He is getting volume. The volume is there. Okay. Next voicemail. If you guys want to leave a voicemail, go to Instagram, The Fantasy Football Show.
Hey, Smitty. Just traded Najee Harris and Marvin Jones for CeeDee Lamb and Miles Sanders. What do you think? W or L?
Yeah. What do you guys think of that?
Hey, Smitty. Just traded Najee Harris and Marvin Jones for CeeDee Lamb and Miles Sanders. What do you think? W or L?
I think it's a W, Isaac, if you got Gainwell. If you don't have Gainwell, this could look okay for a little while, and then what? Then it's CeeDee Lamb for Najee, which you could argue, you know what I mean? So if you get Gainwell and Sanders, then I like it a lot. That's a W. That's a crafty move for a team that might need to make a move, right? I'm sure you do. That's why you're making these deals. That's pretty interesting. I like that. I like that move. That's a really good way to make a trade. Josh.
What's up, Smitty? Should I trade away Damian Harris, Singletary, and Big Ben for Jonathan Taylor and Alexander Madison? 2 QB league, standard scoring.
All right, I need to hear that one again.
What's up, Smitty? Should I trade away Damian Harris, Singletary, and Big Ben for Jonathan Taylor and Alexander Madison? 2 QB league.
So, I mean, big win because I don't have faith in Big Ben. Like, the only player, and it was the first player you listed. So, yeah, I love getting Jonathan Taylor for that. It depends on who your quarterbacks are. Like, if you had Big Ben to spare, and I assume you did, and you have 2 other QBs that you got, then big win. Big win. But if you needed Big Ben, you know, it's tough to know what you just did to your team. But
Yo, Smitty, would you trade Zeke for Clyde Edwards-Helaire and Keenan Allen?
What do you think, chat? Zeke for Clyde and Keenan Allen. That's a tough one. I mean, you got to tell me if you've got Pollard. I don't know if you have Pollard. You know, there's a lot of details that we don't have. We could assume some of them. Najee Harris or Barkley rest of season. I'm not sure if that's the one that I answered, but yeah, Najee Harris for me by a lot. He's getting the volume. Rockout says, need a running back, my team. Running back 2, my team. QB Allen. Running backs are Gibson, Gaskin, Pollard, Fournette, Sermon. Wide receivers are Diggs, Lamb, Godwin, Myers, Callaway, Shepard, Higbee, Standard League. Don't trade Diggs. Don't trade Lamb. I guess I would trade Godwin. Hopefully, and hopefully not. Pollard ends up rising to the top there for you, but that would make you a league winner if Pollard just became the starter or something through injury, which we don't want for Zeke. But if you own both of them, I mean, I guess it wouldn't be horrible. Not wishing injury upon anybody. I'm not. But it wouldn't be horrible if there's one guy getting all the volume. But, you know, so I'm going to say your best bet is to try and trade Godwin. You might, I don't know if you want to trade him before this week or not, because what if they struggle? I mean, it is a kind of a tough matchup for the Bucs, but I think they'll still air it out against the Rams in LA. But I don't know. I think you could probably try and get a JT using Godwin and like Fournette or something, man. But I think Gaskin still has something to say. He's a tough running back right now to own. He really hasn't done much, but I still like him a little bit. That's where I'd probably go, man. Taylor. 0.5. Josh Allen, Barkley, Henderson, Mitchell, Carter, HAB, Lamb, Keenan Allen. God, I'm tired. I'm so tired. How many people did I just make yawn? Keenan Allen, Marshall, Brian Edwards, Elijah Moore, Samuel Gallup, blah, 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 blah. Kenny, I don't know what if you're asking me to do your lineup or come up with a trade, but, you know, Barkley, and if Henny's playing, you play him. And Mitchell, we don't know if Mitchell's playing, so if Henny's out and Mitchell's playing, you got to play him. But past that, like, you're in some trouble at your running back too, depending on the health of everybody. But I think that'll set your lineup for you. AJB, Lamb, Keenan Allen, you're set there. Nothing you can. I don't know. I don't know if you want 0-2, 3 wide receiver, 1 flex. So your flex would be probably Brian Edwards, I would say. I would say Brian Edwards, assuming you don't have Mitchell and Henderson both available. If Mitchell and Henderson are both available and both playing, both starting, both locked in, then I'd probably go with those two over Brian Edwards. But my guess is you're going to have one of those running backs out. But hit me on Friday and Saturday night, and we'll definitely lock it down more. We'll lock it down further, pal. And as for a trade, I don't know if you were asking me to do a trade evaluation here. I would probably look to trade. You kind of got to wait. You got to let AJB bounce back. You got to let Keenan Allen, I think, drop a little more fire. And then if Henderson or Mitchell play and do well, or if Barkley does better, you have some more trade bait. I mean, would I trade Keenan Allen and Barkley for like a McCaffrey? Yeah. Like I'd poke around at those kinds of things, but past that, it's hard to envision a really great trade. What's up, media? So, CMC, Patterson versus Najee and AJB half PPR. Najee and AJB. What do you guys think? Najee, Harris, and AJ Brown over McCaffrey? I think you kind of got to. I think you got to roll, especially if you're asking me. You're probably looking like you need to make a trade if you're even contemplating trading Christian McCaffrey. So if you're in a spot where you need a move, this is the best move you can make. Getting a top 5 to 10 running back in Najee Harris, getting a top 5 potential wide receiver in A.J. Brown. Like, you can't do better than this. So, yeah, if you need the move, punch it. It's pretty even, though. Okay, next voicemail.
Hey Smitty, do I start Mike Evans or Mike Williams full PPR this week and rest of the season?
I mean, anything can happen, pal, but Mike Evans just dropped 2 TDs. AB is going to be out. I'm not sitting Mike Evans. I understand why people like Mike Williams, but I'm not sitting Mike Evans. I'm just not.
As far as George Kittle, Smitty, that one's pretty...
Oh, this is from yesterday.
There's no injury that I've heard of or anything, and so I'm not sure why he's getting targets. I'm not sure how many targets, he'll give versus Green Bay, and it's really hard for me to give a stat line.
This is media. 49er media, people.
Hey, Smitty, would you start Herbert or Sam Darnold this week?
Herbert. I mean, Darnold could do well, and it could come back to bite me, but I'm always playing my studs, and Herbert's a stud.
Hey Smitty, do I roll with Mitchell and Deontay Johnson? If they both don't go, do I start Claypool and run with Rondell?
Let me play that one more time.
Hey Smitty, do I roll with Mitchell and Deontay Johnson? If they both don't go, do I start Claypool?
I think you got to start Deontay if he's a go, and Rondell Moore. Am I wrong, chat? I feel like Rondell Moore's earned it, and I feel like Mitchell, even if he feels like a go, we don't know what we're looking at. We don't know what we're looking at. We don't know if Mitchell's gonna get all the volume or if he's gonna be hurt midway through the game. I mean, unless Shanahan comes out, which he won't, and says we're giving Mitchell 20 carries, watch out. Unless we have a really clear indication that Mitchell is getting 18 carries or more, which we could have an indication of that. If Sermon's out and Mitchell's a go and there's no other running backs, it could line up that way just based on the news without Shanahan actually saying 20 carries are in line for Mitchell. So until we know, bring this to me Friday and Saturday, but until we know, Rondell Moore is more than earned his spot. And then if Deontay's a go, then you got to go Deontay. Okay, let me see if there's any other new voicemails. Here we go.
Hey Smitty, do I start Mike Evans or Mike Williams
full
PPR?
I already got that one. Mike Evans, pal. Mike Evans, pal.
Yo, Smitty. Somehow I got Elliott and Pollard and Mitchell and Sermon. I also have Gibby and Mike Davis. What the hell do I do?
He's been rocked, man. Poor Devin.
Yo, Smitty. Somehow I got Elliott and Pollard.
They fell onto my team.
And Mitchell and Sermon. I also have Gibby.
So I mean, Elliott. I mean, you start Elliott, you start Gibby. They're two very good running backs. It's been really crappy luck to start off the year, but you have to keep the faith on your Gibby and Zeke's, stock. You're not starting anybody else in their place. Like, you just got to hold strong. Would I sell high at the right price? Sure. I don't know what we're talking about, but yeah. I mean, would I trade out of Gibby to take JT right now? I might do that to just mix it up and lay off some risk. And I know that there's huge risk in terms of JT getting room to run. I worry about JT. I'm panicking if I own JT as well. But there are a lot of players to panic about, and there's a little less risk here, a little more risk here. So, but you have Zeke and Gibby. You got to roll them out. We're 2 weeks into football. Both Zeke and Gibby were inside the top 12 to 14 overall. Like in 2 weeks of football, We're not giving up on these two yet. Okay? We're just not. What's up? Professional, what's going on? Odell, Miles Sanders, or Cook, or Cooks? Give me Miles Sanders right now, pal.
If they're healthy, do you play Henderson or Galladay in the flex league?
If they're healthy, Henderson or Galladay, Henderson. If Henderson's a go. If Henderson's a go.
Smitty, Slayton or Pollard? Full PPR.
I already got that one, Pollard.
Hey, this is Ricky Bobby. If you ain't first, you last.
Thanks. Thanks, Ricky. Appreciate that. I love that movie. If you ain't first, you're last. If you ain't first, and it's true. If you ain't first, you're last. Plain and simple. QB, Allen, Kamara, Najee, Gibson, Mixon, Elijah, Javante. Javante sounds like a drink. Pollard. Wide receivers, A-Rob, Woods, McLaurin, Claypool. Need a wide receiver. Would you package? Who would I package in for who? Okay, so I would trade. I keep McLaurin. I would trade A-Rob and I would try and trade A-Rob and Woods for one wide receiver from somebody that's hurting at wide receiver and has just like DK. You know what I mean? Like, clearly I'd try that. So if someone's got just DK, they got no wide receivers besides him, or just Ridley, A-Rob and Woods. It's a very unique trade to do that, though, because you have to find somebody that literally is struggling at wide receiver and needs two of them for one. Usually somebody's looking for a running back and a wide receiver and a 2-for-1. Mixon and A-Rob for Kamara. People are freaking out on Kamara. I'd try that right now, pal. I'd go try that. Cameron says trade Clyde, wide receiver 3 for Gibby. If so, Jamar or Devontae. I'm kind of confused on this, Cameron. Trade Clyde and wide receiver 3 for Gibby. If so, Jamar or Devontae. So you're trading Clyde and Devontae Smith. You're not trading Jamar Chase for Gibson. I suppose I would. Yeah, I'd take Gibby, I guess. Fitz, 10 team. Stafford, Fields, Kamara. You're 1-1. Gibson, Clyde, Tyson, Moss, Ridley, Cup, Lockett, Deontay, Higbee, Jonnu. What are your trade options? You could trade away. You could trade away Tyson Williams before his value tanks and Lockett for like a running back. You could go after, like a JT or whatever if you needed a running back or wanted a running back. I personally think Kamara and Gibson's pretty solid. I think Ridley and Cup is pretty good. So I might try and get like a let's see, Deontay. How about a Deontay and Tyson for either a DK, a Ridley, or a AJ Brown? Try and trade Tyson and Deontay, or Deontay and Clyde. Deontay and Clyde for a JT, or Deontay and Clyde for a Zeke Elliott. Try and go that route, Fitz. I think you could maybe pull something off with those combinations. Those might work for you, pal. Mr. Punch, appreciate the super chat, good man. Hey, what's our like count at? Where's Doobie? Would you trade Najee, AJB, Hawkinson for Cook and Kelsey? Yes, I would take Cook and Kelsey, pal. I believe. No, wait. Chat, what do you think? That's a tougher one, as I say it. Cook and Kelsey, or Najee, AJ Brown, Hawkinson. It's actually tougher than I thought. I'm saying that, and like I'm going back and forth. You also half PPR also that CMC and Patterson for Najee, AJ Brown. Najee, A.J. Brown, Hawkinson for Cook and Kelsey. We have a Cook and Kelsey, do it. Najee side, do it. It's kind of torn, man. It's very even. I don't think you can sit here and say that one side is crushing the other side. I don't think you can say one side is crushing the other side. I like both of them, Mr. Punch. And I like the Najee AJB for McCaffrey. You could go either way. I wish I could give you like a definitive, but it's both sides are solid. It's one of those trades where like you're doing a good job constructing it. I suppose if you feel like having more players is better for winning this particular league, I get the multiple guys and trade away CMC. But I don't know. It's a tough one. Todd, thanks for the super chat. Trade Lamar and Hollywood for Hurts and Lamb. Lamar and Hollywood for Hurts and Lamb. I take Hurts and Lamb, pal. Hopkins and Pitts for Kelsey. Give me Hopkins and Pitts, man. I like Kelsey a lot, but Hopkins and Kelsey are very close in value to me. Even though Kelsey is, such an advantage at tight end, I think Pitts is going to have a good second half of the year and decent weeks 3 through like 6, 7. But I think he starts cooking. So I'm going to go with Hopkins and Pitts myself. Sonny. I would say Sony. I'm sorry. Sonny. Sorry, Sonny. Half PPR, Dak, Zeke, Gibby, Mitchell, Sermon, Gainwell, White, McKissick, Higgins, Woods, Rondell, Deontay. You definitely need some wide receiver help. Look to trade Deontay. He's just an injury risk to me. Try and trade Deontay in the Niner running backs maybe to potentially get just a tiny bump in wide receivers. So any of those wide receivers right above him. Like Ridley and DK and the usual suspects. Higgins, I would trade Higgins and those Niner running backs. You're kind of in a spot right here. Like Zeke and Deontay for Kamara. Maybe Gibby and Deontay for Kamara. Obviously try for McCaffrey, but I'd probably go that route. I think that's what I'd do. Okay, I think I'm caught up on my super chats. Ollie, dropping a big one. Thank you, pal. 12 team, 0.5. QB's Tannehill. Running back Gibson, Taylor, Harris. I assume that's Damian Harris because you're listing him third. Dylan, Jones. Wide receivers are A-Rob, Cooper, Juju, Pittman, Judy, Higbee. What move should you make? I was offered Cooper, Harris for Devontae. I assume Devontae Smith, Shepard, or A-Rob and Harris for Diggs, Boyd. Okay, I take assuming that's Damian Harris, I would maybe look to acquire Diggs. You were offered Cooper, Harris for Devontae Shep. No, I think it's Devontae Smith. And no, you're not trading Cooper for Devontae Smith. I'll go get Diggs. Damian Harris and A-Rob is a lot to give up, though. So I don't know if you can get somebody else instead of Boyd. But I like that. I like the idea of getting Diggs. Also, I wouldn't be opposed to upgrading your quarterback. Maybe look to buy Josh Allen before it's too late. Josh Allen using, if those trades don't go through, you could use. Try and trade like. I don't know if you could pick up a tight end off waivers and trade Higbee, trade Juju trade. I don't know if you can trade your wide receivers, though. So you'd have Jonathan Taylor, Gibson, Diggs. Try and get Diggs and try and get an upgraded quarterback. That's what I'd work on for you. And I appreciate your super chat, pal. If you have a follow-up, please ask, and I'll try and attack it for you. Would you take Najee? And load up the voicemails at the Fantasy Football Show on Instagram. Do it. Would you take Najee and Hawkinson for Christian McCaffrey? No, I would rather have Christian McCaffrey. We've seen deals where someone's given up McCaffrey and getting like Hawkinson, A.J. Brown, and Najee Harris, things like that. But not just Hawkinson and Najee, no. I'm not going to do that. No, Mr. Punch. Matt, Andrews and AB for Kittle. No. No, I would rather have Andrews and AB. First of all, Kittle's done nothing. And it's 2 weeks. We can't assume he won't. Oh, D. Adams. Okay, hold on. Ollie, I'm sorry. Devontae Adams. Okay, I'm sorry. Oh, I was thinking you were saying Devontae Smith. Okay. So, Cooper and Harris for Devontae Smith and Shepard. Do that. Punch it. Get Adams. Get Adams now. Get Adams now, pal. Go do it. Run. And then upgrade your quarterback, Ollie. Then try and get Josh Allen before it's too late. Do it. Punch it. Get it. Maybe you can trade Sterling and Tannehill for a slightly better quarterback. Go get Adams. Sorry. Everyone's doing the abbreviations. Sometimes I don't know what player everybody's talking about. Yeah, I got it, Avi. Thanks for the heads up. iSong. 0-2, need help at running back. I have Josh Allen, Hunt, Javonte, Hubbard, Dylan. Wide receivers are Adams, Diggs, Jefferson. Wow. Rondell, I love your receivers. Josh Allen. I love your receivers, love your quarterback. You're obviously weak at running back, but can you get rid of, without touching Adams, Diggs, and Jefferson? Don't touch that. I like that with Josh Allen. Can you sell Rondell more? And Hunt, wait on Javonte. Javonte could be your home run and be in prime position soon. But can you trade Hunt and Rondell Moore for like a, I don't know. Maybe you trade Rondell Moore for Clyde. That's what I would try, iSong. I bet you could get Clyde Edwards-Helaire for Rondell Moore, even if you gave up a little bit more. Don't give up Hunt too, but give up maybe a tiny bit more if you have to. But I bet you could sell Rondell Moore for Clyde right now. I would probably do that if I'm you. Get us over 100 likes, pal. You can do it, Terry. Terry, I'm glad you're here. I think we're slacking. Hit the like button. Terry's doing some late damage. Terry, you get a day off whenever you want. Terry can have a day off whenever he wants. Okay, back to the voicemails.
Hey, Smitty, hope your day has been good. I was wondering who I should start as my RB2 this week, full PPR. I got Myles Gaskin or Damian Harris. I actually just traded for Damian Harris too. Let me know your thoughts on both guys. Thank you.
You've got to go with Damian Harris for as long as he's healthy, and in the lineup, Damian Harris is a very, very solid start.
Hey, Smitty. I was wondering what your thoughts are on who I should start for my RB2 full PPR league, Myles Gaskin or Damian Harris.
Yeah.
What's your thought?
Yep, just replaying that. I didn't know if that one was new.
What are your thoughts on Jaquiz Patrick? Is he worth a stash? And could he be this year's James Robinson?
I don't know, pal. Let me pull it up, pal. Okay. 49ers coach Kyle Shanahan said that Trey Sermon concussion is on a good path to play week 3. And then let's see where it talks about Patrick. With only special teams ace Trenton Cannon and former XFL running back Jaquez Patrick, 6'2", 234, which is part of the allure with Patrick. On the active roster, whoever is available between Sermon and Mitchell will likely lead the backfield. Now, here's the crazy part. This is Kyle Shanahan. And Shanahan is capable of completely throwing everybody for a loop. So, could Patrick be the guy? It wouldn't shock me. It wouldn't shock me at all if we're talking about this during our Sunday YouTube exclusive video calls. We're like, we've got to pick up this Patrick guy. Like, it would shock me if we never heard his name ever again, and it wouldn't shock me if he led the backfield in touches in week 3. Like, it just wouldn't shock me at all. 95 people in here, 101 likes. Terry doing his work already. Thank you, Terry. And thank you, Silver, for being here. To answer your question, I mean, he could be. It wouldn't shock me, Zach. It wouldn't shock me at all. But depending on who you have, can you cut somebody to pick them up? I mean, if you've got a wide receiver that you're never going to use, then why not grab them just in case?
I have 5 options. I need 2 for my flex spots, half PPR. Miles Sanders, Debo, Mike Evans, Sterling Shepard, and Javonte Williams. Who should I pick out of those 2?
Mike Evans and Miles Sanders, I think.
I have 5 options. I need 2 for my flex spots, half PPR. Miles Sanders, Debo, Mike Evans, Sterling Shepard, and Javonte Williams. Who should I pick out of those 2?
I mean, you're going to get this wrong 60% of the time, Avi, but I'm going to say I go Mike Evans and Miles Sanders for right now. It just is the smarter play. But, I mean, anything can happen, pal.
Your thoughts on both those guys for this week and the rest of the season? Thank you. Hey, Smitty, hope your day has been good. I was wondering who I should start as my RB2 this week, full PPR. I got Miles Gaskin.
Oh, yeah. I keep thinking that's new because Instagram's showing me as a new message. Cody. Actually, I think I'm caught up on voice messages. Okay. That was the voicemail segment. I appreciate all of you. Get ready for the next voicemail segment. Now it is on to fantasy football court.
It's time for fantasy football court.
Welcome to Fantasy Football Court. I am Smitty, presiding over your fantasy football hopes and dreams. And here we go. Likely to be at most 75% accurate with any of these questions. Know that before you come crying next week because I didn't hit it 100% right. No one in their right mind's going to get more than 75% of this right, so you need to make sure you trust your gut. Sometimes it's more like 55% because some of you are asking really tough calls, like 50-50 calls. Full PPR, 2 wide receivers, Myers, Woods, B. Cooks. 2 wide receivers, Myers, Woods, B. Cooks. You kind of got to go Cooks, right? You kind of got to go, I think, Woods. Myers, until proven consistent, probably hits the bench, but I do like Myers a lot, and this worries me because I feel like it is it's one of those questions, man, that like it's gonna haunt me all week when Myers has 3 touchdowns, and I'm like, all I'm doing is sitting here thinking about Lewis's question the entire Sunday. I got wings in front of me, I got my teams going nuts, and all I'm thinking about is Lewis's question. Should I start Myers, Woods, or Cooks? And I'm like, oh, I'd start Cooks and Woods. And Myers has 3 touchdowns. That's the way it goes. That's the way it goes. And it's going to bother me all weekend. Thanks a lot, pal. Thanks a lot for ruining my weekend already. Patrick, Let's see here. Where are the questions? Ask the questions. Go. Put hey Smitty or something that gets my attention as far as asking me the question. If you just write the question, I'm probably going to skip over it. Thoughts on DJ Moore versus Houston tonight? I think he's going to have a solid game. He's a must start. I would say 80 and a touchdown. James Robinson, James White, Will Fuller, Corey Davis. Anyone? Help? Good Lord. I mean, chat, what do you think? What should this man do with this plethora of mediocrity? Should he be starting Corey Davis, who's been rather impressive, I suppose? Does he go with the new James White? Or does he go with the old James Robinson? Please drop some raindrop love for Dark Winter, who needs your help. He's in his own dark winter, and he needs some sunshine. Give the man an answer. Help the man. Go. It's up to you. His fate is in your hands. Corey Davis is one vote. Okay, will you trade Robert Woods, Mark Andrews, or Kyle Pitts and Tyson for Prescott and Jefferson? Of course I would. Of course I would. Prescott and Justin Jefferson, are you out of your mind? Rodney, go do that now. Rodney. Mark Andrews or Kyle Pitts. So I would trade Mark Andrews if you could. And Tyson, yeah. Woods, sure. I'd do that in a heartbeat, Rodney. In a heartbeat. In a second. In a millisecond. I missed a super chat. Jacob. I'm looking for Jacob. Oh, God, Jacob. You're so far up there. It's weird how those come rolling in. Jacob, thank you. Are you still here, Jacob? Remind me if I miss it. Just put in like big capital letters. Super chat up above. Super chat up above. Dak, CD, AJ Brown, Najee, Kamara, Higbee, Cup, benches, Pollard, Harris, Javonte, Mike Williams. Who should I trade for? By the way, love the show. Thank you, Jacob. I hope you still love the show. Because this was a long time ago. There he is. He's here. Jacob's here. Yes, I'm still here. Waiting on you, Smitty. I almost lost my job because I've been waiting for this on my lunch break. And you haven't answered me for 15 minutes. Dak, CD, AJ Brown. Don't touch AJ Brown. Don't touch CD. Don't touch Najee. Kamara. You don't need to do anything, man. This team is fire. Dak, CD, AJ Brown, Najee Harris, Kamara, Higbee, Cup. I mean, Damian Harris and I don't know. Damian Harris and Mike Williams for like, I don't know. Take a stab on like Clyde or not for Najee or Damian. Keep Damian. Keep Damian. I don't know. Like trade Mike Williams and I don't think you got to do a thing. But Damian Harris and Mike Williams for like Gibson. I don't know. Try Gibson. Try getting. Okay, how about Damian Harris and Dak for Mahomes? I like Dak a lot, but I would try that. I'd trade Mike Williams and Dak for Josh Allen. I'd go that route, Jacob. Well, you don't need to do anything, pal. This is a really good team. You really don't need to do anything. Yeah, Todd's got your back. Thank you, Todd. Austin B. Please put hey Smitty or your honor or something in your question so I know that it's a ask the judge question here. Why do you think Javonte Williams isn't being super efficient. I think because he needs volume. He needs he needs to get into a groove. He looks pretty solid at times. Like, it's a matter of time. We're only keep in mind, we're only 2 weeks in, people. Dose weeks into the season. Okay? We don't need to see everything right away from a rookie that we never thought would 100% start week 1. People are going to have very quick or short patience for this man. Javonte will thrive. Hey, Smitty, do I trade away Keenan Allen or Mike Williams? It depends on what you can get. Codes. I would trade Mike Williams before I trade away Keenan Allen and, try and get a Clyde. Mike Williams' injury history. That is correct. Your Honor, traded A.J. Brown and Tyson Williams for JT. Did I win? Team is Herbert, Gibby, now JT, Justin Jefferson, Marvin Jones, Higbee. I mean, yeah, I think A.J. Brown and JT are very arguable. So, given you wanted to get a running back, you accomplished your goal. I don't think you crushed the trade. I don't think you did bad on the trade. I think A.J. Brown and JT are very, very close. Running backs are more hard to come by. Smitty approved. Plain and simple. Hey, Smitty. PPR format. Trading Mahomes, Godwin, and Carson in exchange for Brady, Hill, and Barkley. Mahomes, Godwin, and Carson for Brady, Hill, and Barkley. I'd probably take the Brady, Hill, Barkley side. But, there's risks on both sides. I don't trust Carson fully. I love Godwin and Mahomes. I don't trust Barkley fully, but I like Brady and Hill enough to say, why not? Why not take the chance on Barkley there? And you could always flip Barkley. This one doesn't have a Hey Smitty, but contempt, but we're going to put it up anyway because I think... Can I trade James Robinson for Deontay? I think some might do that. Smitty, approve it. This one doesn't have Hey Smitty or anything. Contempt. Elijah Mitchell at flex, assuming Mitchell is good to go. Start Woods or Elijah Mitchell. I mean, if you have a clear indication that Mitchell's getting volume, big volume, then go Mitchell. But until then, put Woods in and keep him in until you know. James, hey Smitty, need 2 PPR, Sutton, Deontay, Woods, Debo, Shepard. I mean, good. Bro, this is like guesswork right here. Probably, let's look at matchups. Probably Deontay at home. Probably Sutton against the Jets, and that's in Denver. Debo's been playing well, but it wouldn't shock me if he had a down game. And Shepard, I just don't trust the Giants enough to say put him in over those guys. Falcons, it's in New York though. I'm gonna roll with in Woods. How do you sit Woods? But it's Tampa. Tampa does let you throw though. This could be an air attack. I think Stafford's gonna have a lot of yards, and I gotta sit up more straight. Look at me slouching over like a hunchback. Sit up straight like this. Oh, that hurts my back both ways. I don't know, man. Deontay, if he's healthy. If Deontay doesn't look healthy enough to play in this game, or you're worried about his health, go Woods and Sutton. But I'd probably lock Sutton in. Your Honor. Who do I start at flex? Devontae Smith or Pollard? Pollard's safer. Smitty, trade Mahomes and Claypool for Dak and Swift. I guess if you need a running back, that's not a horrible move. But if Swift isn't a massive upgrade for you, I would keep Mahomes. But it has to be a massive upgrade. Joel, I know you're going to tell me to take a lap, but I traded Gaskin for Ayuk. I don't know that I'm going to tell you to take a lap on that, but you certainly got rid of one risk for another. So it's not horrible, but I do hope Gaskin can turn things around. I'm hoping maybe this quarterback situation maybe shakes it up and they run him a lot. But he certainly doesn't have amazing value right now either, pal. Terry says 107 likes. Thank you, Terry. Smitty, pick 2. James White, Mike Davis, Javonte Williams. Falcons are on the road, right? Yeah. Giants. This could be a game where Mike Davis finally does something. James White against the Saints at home. Or Javonte. I'm going to go until we see Javonte get the volume. It's Mike Davis and James White are safer. But if you want to roll the dice a little, go Mike Davis and Javonte. You know, that is a dice roll. It is a dice roll. Bills D or Browns D? Bills are at home versus the Washington football team, pal. The Browns are at home versus the Bears against a rookie quarterback. I'm going to go ahead and go with the Brownies. Tough call, though. Bills D is solid, but I think Heineke's kind of impressive. Go either way. Trust your gut on that. Bills, I suppose, are maybe safer, though. Who should I play? Pick 2. Gibby, Clyde, Tyson Williams. I'm going to go Gibby and Clyde. I'm going Clyde. I understand Clyde. I understand the risks, but you're talking about a guy in Tyson Williams who's sharing the workload, not only with Lamar, but with one or two other running backs. The workload's just not guaranteed for me. Tyson's probably safer at this point, but I'm going to go with the upside of Clyde. And Gibby, you lock in. Smitty, Higgins out. Replace him with Rondell or Claypool. Rondell Moore. Let's refresh the news too, because sometimes we're live. We're live here for 2 hours, so we if I'm not refreshing this news, Higgins is out. Good call. Higgins is on pace. He's not out. He's on pace to sit. He's not out yet. Calling it a little early there, pal. He's on pace to sit. Got to keep that terminology on point, pal. Higgins out. Replace him with Rondell or Claypool. I'm going Rondell. Rondell, Silver, congrats on picking him up or drafting him. Drafting him even better, but Rondell Moore looks great. Hey, Smitty, with Hopkins having rib issues, is Rondell Moore and then nothing? I assume. Hey, Ziggy, do we start Rondell Moore?
Here are some ways you can watch a walk through the sets and stages with Ronald D. Moore.
What? By the way, what the show it pulled up, though, Ziggy, is a really good show. It's Helix. Helix on Netflix or Amazon Prime is a good show. I recommend watching Helix Season 1.
I'm not sure.
You just pulled it up, Ziggy. What do you mean you're not sure? Ziggy, off. But watch Helix on Netflix or Amazon Prime. It's a really good show. Sutton or AB this week. Sutton or A.J. Brown. You got to start A.J. Brown. You don't sit your studs. I know Sutton had a big week. I know Sutton's going to look pretty solid with Judy out. But you got to go with A.J. Brown. You can't sit your studs. That's almost in contempt right there. Rondell or Jamar Chase. Give me Jamar. But it is a close call. my friend. It is a very close call. I'm going to see if we have any other. Here's another voicemail.
Hey, Smitty, for my flex, can you pick two to start between Will Fuller, Tim Patrick, Corey Davis, Javonte Williams, and Zach Moss? Also, for tight end, I'm not sure if I should start Jared Cook or Jonnu Smith.
Jared Cook, Javonte, Corey. What was your question again?
Hey, Smitty, for my flex, can you pick two to start between Will Fuller, Tim Patrick, Corey Davis, Javonte Williams, and Zach Moss?
Probably Corey Davis and Javonte and probably Cook. But those are all really, really tough questions, pal. Mr. Smitty, Javonte or Mike Davis? Mike Davis might have a good game in this one. But I still want to roll Javonte. I don't want to miss that breakout. Yeah, D-Hop's fine. Do you think the Broncos should extend Courtland Sutton to a long-term deal and maybe think about franchise tagging Bradley Chubb? I mean, sure. Chase Edmonds, J-Rob. Probably Edmonds this week. I don't trust J-Rob right now. I don't trust him. Not to mention that Cardinal D is tough, and I'd rather play the other side of that game and let Edmonds tear up the Jags. But I don't know that Edmonds is like in a great spot. Why does everybody spell Edmonds with a U? Why is that? Is it autocorrect? Does autocorrect do that? What makes people spell Edmonds with a U? It's like 80% of the population. They spell it like this. And I don't understand. Where is it? Where is Edmonds? Here it is. Edmonds. No offense, iSong. I think I already have it on screen. No offense, iSong. I just want to know, is that autocorrect doing that? Or is that just how everybody wants to spell Chase Edmonds' name? I'm just curious. It always bothers me, and I don't know the answer. So I want to know if autocorrect did that. Do I get rid of Zeke? I also have Pollard. I mean, Jonathan, it's a loaded question, pal. Do I get rid of Zeke? Maybe. Maybe not. Depends what you're getting. I would try to keep Pollard to answer that question. Try and send Zeke away and keep Pollard. Heck yeah. Why would you give up Pollard when he's a sleeping giant? Autocorrect. Thank you, iSong. I've been waiting to hear. I believe it's autocorrect. I believe autocorrect has been responsible for all of the misspellings of Chase Edmonds' name. Your Honor, Edmonds and Damian Harris for JT. Yes, get JT. I sent a super chat. Attaboy. Let me go find it. Sorry, Terry. Terry sent a super chat. Here, man, helping the show. Thank you, Terry. I'm gonna go get a pizza pie. I'm gonna get a pizza pie. Hold on. Ben Williams wants to do a video call with me right now. As if I'm not busy. You know what? Let's take it. Let's start a video. Like I'm not busy, Ben. I'm just going to call Smitty. Here you go, Ben. Ben, you're live on the fantasy football. Oh, he hung up. I love that. People just call me. Hey, Ben. Are you there, Ben? What's up, Ben?
What up? Is this a live or?
You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. I'm a little busy here, pal.
Oh, I didn't even mean to call you.
Oh, you're butt dialing me? You're butt dialing me?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding with you, man. I get a lot of, you don't understand, I get a lot of calls. People try and call me up all the time randomly, and it is kind of funny. You know, I'm like I'm not busy right now. And so I said, you know what? We're going to answer Ben's butt dial and put Ben on the show. So, Ben,
that's spontaneous. I like it.
you're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Calls may be recorded for quality assurance. Would you like to ask a question while I have you, as you butt dialed me?
I got Josh Allen, CeeDee Lamb, AJ Brown, Antonio Gibson, Javonte Williams, and Kittle, and they all suck right now.
Right now.
So, I mean, on paper it's good, but I'm not doing great.
You're just going to ride that wave, pal. Read it off again.
Josh Allen at QB, Lamb and AJ Brown.
Okay.
And then Antonio
Studs.
Gibson, Javonte Williams at running back.
Okay.
And then Kittle at tight end.
Yeah, and you can't sell Kittle. You can't sell Javonte. You have to hold. You can't sell Gibson. You've got to wait. There's nothing you can even do.
And I got MT on the bench. If he comes back, that'd be interesting.
That's good. Stay strong, pal.
Yeah, I got Sutton as well.
Okay, you could maybe you could sell Sutton and Gibby for like a Camara or something. You know, try and steal him away. You tried that? Attaboy. Nice try though. All right, man. I appreciate you. What are you eating there? I see a wrapper.
Taco Bell, cheesy gordita crunch.
How is that?
Pretty good. It's the best thing at Taco Bell, probably.
Are you in school? Do you go to school?
Yeah, I'm in high school.
Okay.
And I was just coming home, so I got some Taco Bell sitting in the car.
What are you gonna major in when you get in college?
Something to do with business. I don't know. I kind of want to go to Wisconsin or UT or something.
Let me give you a piece of advice that's gonna help you, pal. Don't get a degree that isn't going to be applicable to something directly. Example, you get a nursing degree. Only people with a nursing degree can get your job. You get a teaching degree, whether they pay bad or not. A teaching degree allows you to have a job no one else can have unless they have a teaching degree. Engineering degree, you can't just be an engineer with a business degree. You have to have an engineering degree to be an engineer. Those kind of jobs, those kind of degrees are the most valuable because you have a guaranteed job waiting for you. If you get some general business job or business degree, if it's not like analytics or something in business, you could waste a lot of your money because you're gonna literally walk out and not have anything to go toward. So that's my advice to you, man. Make sure if you choose business, you choose something that is gonna be directly tied to a job no one else can get.
Yeah, I just don't want to work for someone all my life, you know?
That's true. But like you get a general business degree or a general, like I got a psych degree. I went back, I got a master's in digital audience from School of Journalism here at ASU. And my bachelor degree, you know what my bachelor degree does for me? The psychology degree? It helps me on the Fantasy Football Show during my psychology and fantasy football videos. That's what it helps me do. Because a psychology degree, you what?
That was your plan all along?
That was my plan all along. I said, when I'm on YouTube, I'm going to need a degree that's going to help me talk about football. But you need a master's degree in psychology to use psychology. So you just got to think ahead, pal. Especially if you're spending mom and dad's money. Make sure you later on go, sorry about the general business degree, Dad. All right, later, pal. All right, where are we at? Oh, we're calling food in. ASU in the house, pal. Lou Molinati's is what we're doing. This new, I don't know if you guys did the iOS 15 update on your phones, but there's a lot of weird changes for it. It's pretty cool. Lou Molinati's.
Hi, and thanks for calling Lou Malnati's. We really appreciate your call.
Thank you for calling Lou Malnati's in Phoenix. This is Monique. May I help you?
Yeah, can I order pepperoni pizza deep dish, small, to be picked up. This will be for pickup.
Okay, what's your phone number? And this is for Smith?
This is for Smith?
Okay. And then you wanted a small deep dish cheese pizza with pepperoni and the butter crust?
Yes, that sounds perfect.
Okay, anything else to add onto your order?
Nope, that'll be it.
And are you coming into our lobby to pick up the order today?
Yeah, I'll come right in.
Okay, the total for your order is $20.37. Ready for pickup in about 35 minutes. And did you want to pay in person or over the phone?
I can pay when I get there, that's fine.
Okay, you are all set. We'll see you in about 35 minutes.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
You too. We're getting a pizza pie. We're getting a pizza pie. We're doing it live. I'll probably do that on Instagram. I'll go on Instagram after. What? How long did she say? 35 minutes? Okay. $35 minutes. Okay, good. Good. Your Honor, should I start Gronk over Logan Thomas? No. I don't know. Logan Thomas. Logan Thomas. You didn't hear the number. I had it on mute. I went like this. I got a feeling Javonte is going to break one off this week. I have a feeling that's going to happen too. Pepperoni. That's a whole lot of running. Man, I didn't get a live stream notification. Every Thursday at 5. Yeah, I mean, the schedule's right here, pal. Right here. 5 to 7 every single Tuesday and Thursday. Don't worry, I used another number anyway. That wasn't even my main number. I've got like 10 numbers. I used a number that if it did get out, it would be fine. Oh. All right, enough fantasy football court. I'm tired of hearing that song right now. What are we doing the last 9 minutes? I'm sweating like an animal in here today. I need the fan on. Najee and Godwin. I don't know what that question's for. How many people are in the room, Terry, and how many likes do we have? Let's see. $96 in here. 111 likes. Attaboys. Appreciate you. Oh. Let's go to the marker board. Someone threw out a player saying we're going to cook up a trade idea. Should I trade Mixon for Barkley? I would rather have Mixon over Barkley right now. I'd rather have Mixon. DK Metcalf for my Deebo Samuel and Chase Edmonds. Come on, bro. Come on, Caleb. Caleb's in here just to flex. Look at this trade he just got. DK Metcalf for your... Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? DK Metcalf for your Deebo and Edmonds. Edmonds! 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 Dude, you've rocked that trade, DK. You kidding me? That's insane. What a blast, bro. A-Rob. I trade A-Rob. I worry about A-Rob being consistent. I trade A-Rob. I try and get... So the players I try and get are like a DK, a Jefferson. So, or Ridley. Now, you may have to give up a little more. Or A.J. Brown. These guys are all very undervalued right now. So if you were to trade away... If you were to trade away A-Rob for one of these guys, you're probably looking at giving up. And this is, I find a lot of people have this guy. Tyson Williams. A lot of people have Tyson Williams to trade away in a deal. But you trade two of these guys for one of these guys like DK. You can get that deal done a lot of the time for one of these guys. Somebody's going to undervalue them and want a running back. And if you don't have Tyson Williams... You can get rid of potentially the San Francisco running backs. And if you don't have the San Francisco running backs, you could get rid of a James White. You could get rid of like I'd even consider... I know Damian Harris looks really good right now, but if I had like Damian Harris and A-Rob, I would strongly consider trading both of them for Jefferson and something. Like try and get something back. But I really think now is the time to strike on JJ. Justin Jefferson will never be cheaper than he is right now. You've got Osborne making people confused. You've got Thielen. You've got a lot of people worried like crazy about Justin Jefferson. We've got 5 minutes left. Somebody wants me to... The ringtone? We can make a ringtone. I'm going to make this ringtone available in the App Store. We're making this available in the App Store.
Take a lap, take a lap. But swear. Take a lap, take a lap.
It did record.
They did, boys!
It did record.
It did, boys. It did, boys.
It did record.
It did, boys.
It did record.
It did, boys. It did, boys.
It did record.
It did, boys. It did, boys.
It did. It did record.
It did, boys. It did, boys.
It did record.
It did, boys. It did, boys.
It did record.
It did, boys.
It did record.
It did, boys. It did, boys.
But Smitty.
It did record.
But
It
Smitty.
did, boys. It did, boys.
That's this right here.
It did
But
record.
Smitty. But Smitty. It's just in a robotic voice.
It
But
did
Smitty.
record.
It did, boys. It did, boys.
Thank you all
It did
for
record.
joining me
It did, boys.
here on the Fantasy Football Show.
It did record.
I will see you all
It did, boys.
tomorrow night,
It did record.
midnight Eastern. But hey, guess what?
Boys. It did, boys.
It did record.
Guess what? I will probably be live on Instagram in just a little bit. When I go
It
pick
did
up
record.
my pizza pie. Let me,
It did record.
let's get mom to stop. It's a little too much when I'm talking and mom's talking at the same time. This isn't my mother. This is James Robeson's mom. A listener of the show. That's his mom. Legit. That's his mom. He sent that clip to me, and we've used it ever since. I will be live on Instagram in a little bit, probably when I pick up my pizza pie. So join me, and I will see you all. I'm probably going to go pick up my pizza pie right now. So I'll go live on Instagram in just a little bit. I'll see you over there. If you aren't following me on Instagram, The Fantasy Football Show, that's where you leave all your voicemails, so you might as well follow me anyway. Great show, everybody. I will see you all later.
Swear.